Hi, welcome to DP Animations. So today's tutorial is a build up of the sports intro explanatory video I did about 3 weeks ago. And this time we are building it from scratch, okay? And not to waste your time, please kindly like, subscribe, comment, and share. All right, let's start. So let's open Cinema 4D. Oh, and I'm using Cinema 4D R18. I'm using a lower version. There's no need for a higher version since I'm not going to create any special effects in this. Okay. So let's create a cube with let's come to its attributes here. With a size of X, let's go something like 30. Then Y, let's go 30 on Y2. Then the Z, let me go something like 150. Okay. Now let me check the fillets. The fillets radius, let me go something like 2. Okay, so I think this is okay. So now let's go to the bend deformers. Okay, now let me select something like the tapper. So where is it? Here is it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the tapper inside the cube. But before that, on the tapper, let me do some changes to its attributes here. Okay, so the first one, the figure, let me make it something like 70. Then the middle one, let me go something like 170. Okay, then the last one too, let me make it 70. All right. Now let's come to its coordinates. Now let me rotate it on Y. On Y rotation, let's go 90 on Y rotation. Then let's click and drag the tapper inside the cube. Okay. Now the tapper, come to its objects here. Okay. Then the strength. Let me go something like 40% on the strength so that I will squeeze one side of the bar. Okay, the bar that I have here. Okay, so you see that? All right. Now let's go for a cloner. Come to the MoGraph, select cloner, then click and drag the cube, then place it inside the cloner. So you have something like this. Okay. Okay, let me take the grid off first. Let me come to filter. Then let me take off the grid. So on the cloner, come to the cloner attributes, then change from mode to radar. Okay. Then let's come here. The counts and the radius. So the radius, let's go something like 300. Okay. Then the counts, let's make it 90. Okay, let's change the radius to something like 3, let me see, 40, 349. Let me see. Okay, let me leave it like this first. Now let's change the plane. Okay, let's come here. It says here XY, so let's make it something like XZ. All right, let's see if we have what we want. Okay, I think this is cool. This is okay. All right, let me do a render preview and see. Okay, I think we will take this. Okay, now let's hide the cloner by clicking on the mark sign here. All right, we are going to do something on the bar. Okay, so let me zoom in, select the cube, press C on the keyboard to make it editable. Okay, select the points mode here. Okay, we are going to select the points here or this top here. Okay, now let's select the selection tool. Okay, then click on the orthographic view window here. All right, now let me select this one. That's the right view because I'm going to select one portion. It says here, select only visible elements. I will check out of it because I'm going to select the one behind it too. So click and drag to select this part. Okay, now let's come to the active view. So all that we need here is just to move it in a bit. So we just move it in, drag it in a bit, and that's all. So that when we on the cloner, you see that we have something like this. The top part is curved in. Okay. If it's not enough for you, you can still go. All right. Now let's come to the object mode. Now what I need here, I think I should apply some black outlines to distance so that they will be more visible. Okay. So I'll come to the display mode, okay, then select the Gorat shading lines, okay, so that we will see the lines around them very well. All right, so that's the first one. Now let's create another cube, and this cube we will need a size X of something like 15 and Y to 15, okay. By the Z, let's go something like 80 or 81. Let me go 81. All right, so that the length will be a little bit more. Let me select the fillets. Then the fillets radius, let's go something like 1 centimeters on that. Like how we did the first one with the tapper, the same thing will apply this one too. Okay. So as not to waste our time, let me just hold the control key, then click and drag the tapper here to duplicate. Okay. So just place the duplicated tapper into the next cube. See that? So that it will take its attribute too. All right. So we have that. We have to duplicate the cloner here too. Hold the control key, click and drag the cloner to duplicate. Then you can clear the cube inside, then bring the cube on top into the next cloner. Okay, so you have something like this. All right. Now let's pull it up. So this is the next cloner. So let's do some changes to the second cloner too. All right. So this one, the count like the previous 190, but the radius on this one, let's go something like 335 on this one. I think 335 is okay. Now let me bring it down a little bit more. So where we need this is this. We need it to fall in between the inner spaces of the second piano bar, if I may say that. Okay, so I will just rotate it a bit. So I'm going to use the coordinates rotation. So let me just go to % on its rotation. All right, so let me come to the render settings here. Let me apply ambient occlusion. All right, so to differentiate between this and so that you can see it well, if you like, okay, I'm doing this based on the sports idents or the sports montage that I showed previously. Okay, that I showed previously. Okay, if you like, you can bend this one too, but let's leave it like this for now. Okay, now let's create a cylinder. Let me just use a tube instead of the cylinder. Okay, let me come to its attributes. The outer radius, let me go something like 300. Then the height, 77 would do. 77. Now rotation segments, let me just make it 130. 130. The inner radius, let's go 0 there, so that everything will disappear. Now let me check the fillets. Then the fillets radius, let me see 1. Let me bring this down a bit. It looks like it's way up. Let me see. Let me move it up a bit more. Let me select it with the cloner, then bring it down a bit. Okay, so I'll leave it like this. Now you can duplicate the tube on top, hold the control key, then click and drag to duplicate it. Okay, this one, let me go something like 184 on the radius. Okay, we maintain the height like that. We maintain the rest. Then let me pull it up a bit more so that it will be a little bit above this. Let me see if it's showing. Okay, so I'll leave it like this. Okay. Okay, so to differentiate this, let me create some color to differentiate these things. So double click in the material channel, open the color channel. All right. So let me just use something like red and yellow to differentiate them. All right. Like how I normally do it, right click on the color, come to use a rounded torus or double torus. This is what I normally do. The reflectance, let me just change it to something like reflection legacy. Okay, the roughness, let's take it down. The reflection strength, let's go up. Something like I think 15 will be okay. All right. So just duplicate this color. So this one will be yellow. Maybe later if you want to change it, we can change it. I just want to differentiate them. Then red. Okay, so let me just change the color of this one to the yellow. So the bottom cloner, let's give it yellow. Then the top cloner, let's make it red. So we have something like this. All right. So now let's duplicate the tube here again. So hold the control key, then click and drag up to duplicate it. Now this one, we will need the inner radius. So the inner radius, let's go something like 198 on the inner radius. The outer radius, let's go something like 287. Then the inner radius, let's go something like 198 on the inner radius. Okay. Then the rotation segments, let's go something like 15. The heights, let's go something like, let's go 0 on the heights. Okay. Let me just take off the fillets. Then let's come here, slice. So we will slice this one. So let's check it. Then the from, let's go something like 57 on the from. Then the 2, let's go something like 264 on the 2. Okay, so you have something like this. Where is it? It's not showing well. So let me apply color so that it will show. So not showing. Let me pull it up. Okay. Okay, so we have something like this. So this one, whilst your animation is going on, you can animate this one on it. It will be rotating around it. Okay, so we have something like this. So we are going to place this one inside HyperNet. Okay, so let's come here. Let's click on the subdivision surface here so that we have the HyperNet. So click and drag the tube into it. So you see that once you drag it into it, this is what you get. It's smoothing it first. Without it, this is how rough it is. So with it, you have something like this. Okay. Now let's create a plate on distance for our image first before we continue. Okay. So let me just create a cube. Let me pull it up. This is going to be our placeholder for the image. Okay. Like a screen. Let me scale it down. I think this size is okay. Let me stretch it a bit. I think let me open it up a bit more. Then go up. Let's go up here. I think let me see the image here. So let me flatten it a bit more here. So all that you have to do is just stand on the points here, the scaling points. Okay. All right. So I think this size is okay, unless maybe you want it a bit. Let me scale it up. I think this is okay. Let me go down this a bit. Okay, so this is okay. Now let's make it editable. But before that, let's select the fillets to smoothen the 2 centimeters will be okay for this. Now you can make it editable. So press C to make it editable. Then let's select the surface polygon here. We need only the face, okay? So let's select only visible elements so that we won't select the back too. So let's select the face. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to do a bit of modeling here, okay? If you like, you can switch to the modeling interface on this, okay? So let's come to mesh and come to the create tool, then select extrude inner. Let's select extrude inner. Then you click and drag to scale it in a bit, okay? Scale it in a bit so that you have some edge around this, okay? Now let's go to the mesh again, then select extrude, okay? Now let's move it in, the one that you have extruded in. So now let's go in. So we just go in small. So this is okay. You see that? You see the difference? Okay. So I think this is okay. Now let's bring an image here to use. Double click inside to create a new material for the image. Let me name it image. So let me open the material. Then the texture. Let me go and bring the material. So I have these pictures here. Let me choose one of them. Okay, let me just use this one. This one. Okay, so let me make it plain so that you can see the image well. Okay, so this one, I will take off the reflectance on this. We only need a straight picture. Okay, what we are going to do here to apply the image is this. We can't just click and drag the image onto it. When you do that, it will affect the rim around it. Okay, you see this? Let me. You see that it has affected it. So that's not what we need. So you have to select only that surface, the one in here. It's already selected already. Okay, so we only need that part. Okay, so with that selected, come to the selection. Okay, then say here set selection. So you click that. Okay, so with this, when you click and drag the image onto it, all that you have to do is just click this, click and drag this onto the image selection here, so that it will differentiate it. See that? With this, you can apply color to the rim too. So let's say if you have something like a color like, let me see, black. Black. Let me go somewhere within black blue. I think that would be the reflectance. Let's go a little higher. Okay, let's bring it forward so that the image will be last. So let's see. Okay, so it's there. We only have the default lights. Aside from that, we don't have any lights in again. So that's why we have this. Okay. So the black parts, let me go a bit darker. Looks like the blue is too visible there. Okay, so we have this. We're almost done here. Okay. I didn't do much on this. Okay, like I said, I saw the design online, then I incorporated mine. Okay, that's all. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to create the rack. Okay, the light racks. Okay, so okay, let me apply the black to these cubes too. The reflection there is too strong though, but we'll take it like that for now. Maybe I might reduce it later. I think we are spending too much time here, so let me just do the main things. Okay, so now let's create the light racks. So let me just create a tube. Let me move it up. All right. We are spending too much time here on this thing. So, okay, the outer radius, let's go something like 302 on the outer. Then the inner, let's go something like 297 on the inner. Then the height, let's go 5 or so, 5 centimeters on the height. Okay, then rotation segments, let's go 130. Let me just make it 150. Okay, so we have this. So now let's take the fillets. Let's check the fillets. Let me see. It's too slim. Let me just maintain it like this. So that we won't do too much. Now let's duplicate this one. Okay. So that we have a second tube. The outer radius on the second one, let's go something like 265. Then the inner one, let's go 260. 260 on the inner one. Then the fillets, let's go 2.5. 2.5, the same thing. So you have something like this. Okay. Now, what we need now is a bar inside. So let's create a cube again. Let's move the cube up. So the cube size X, let's go something like 4. Size Y, let's go 4. And size Z, let's go something like 38. Okay. So let me see. Okay, that's okay. Let's check the fillets. The fillets radius 2, then okay, this is okay. All right, so let's place this bar inside the cloner. So let's come to the MoGraph, then select cloner. Let's place the cube inside, this cube inside. Okay, let me move the cloner up. So the cloner, let's change it from linear to radar. Then the count, let's go something like 50. on the count. Then the radius, let's go something like 281, 81, the radius. All right. Now let's change the plane to XZ. Okay. Now let's move it up and place it inside the middle of this bar. Okay. We are spending too much time on this, so let me be a little bit quicker here and pull it up a bit more. All right. So I'll leave it like this. Let's duplicate this cloner. Hold the control, then click and drag up. Now let's change the plane to XY. After that, come to the coordinates, then rotate this. Rotate it on the Y position so that it will settle down. Come to its objects, then the radius, let's increase it. Okay, so let's start on the rack. Let's move this up. Okay, so you have something like this. Now, let's duplicate the cloner again. So hold the control, click and drag up. All right. Now the radius on the second one, let's reduce the radius. So this one will fall inside the middle of the rack. So after that, what we are going to do is the two creeps, these creeps, and the cloner, we are going to group them. So this cloner, hold the shift key, then the creep, and the tubes rather. Then comes to objects, then group objects. Okay. Now duplicate it, hold the control key, click up. Okay, to duplicate. Now you can move it up to seal this. Okay, so with this you have your first rack. Okay, now let's select all of them, then group them. Group them. So that's one. So let's duplicate it. Hold the control, click and drag up. Then you move this one up. So as not to waste our time recreating this, we are just going to scale it down. Scale the top one down. So on X, let's reduce this. Let me reduce this. I'm gonna say if 90 is okay. If 90, no. MC 85. Well, 85. I think it's 85. 85 is okay. So you have this, right? So that when maybe you position your camera like this, you can see the racks up there. Okay, you can make them all black so that they won't think. Let me give it black by a different kind of black. See this black, that will have to reduce the reflection. Then the color black, let's move it towards the gray. So click and drag it up. Okay. So I think this is enough. So with this, we are almost done here with the rest of the work. What is left now is the lights up. Okay, the lights up. Although in the design, the lights are up there, but I did not insert in lights. I just insert an outside light, spotlight, that's all. So when you watch here, I think these are the major ones. It's almost done here. What is here is nothing. And here is just stairs. It's not difficult. Okay. The top there was reflection on the top there. So it's the same cylinder that is put up there. So let me just move this one up. And move this one up. So let's see if you have something like this. Let me apply this black to it because it has a stronger reflection. Let's see. So for the stairs, as for the images at the back, I'm coming. So guys, I think we have wasted too much time on this, okay? And creating everything to the end would take too much time. So I think these are the major things here. If it's the stairs that you are worried about, the stairs, you can just come to orthographic view, then use the right side, okay? right side. Then maybe you can bring the grid back. Okay. All that you have to do is just come and select the pen tool. Then maybe let's create a stairs here. So maybe from here to here, here to here, here to here. We are just creating a stairs. So let me end it somewhere here. All right. So we have something like this. Okay. So let me use the scale. Let me compress this a bit. Let's see. It's too far. Let me compress it a little bit more. All right. So I can leave it like this. Okay. Now let's come to the active. So with this, there are two things here that you have to take notice. For this test, it's just a simple one. So you can just duplicate the spline here. Just hold the control, click and drag up. Then move once to this side. Then come to the extrusion materials here. Then select the loft. Okay. So just place one inside. Then place the other one is also inside. Then boom, you have your stairs here. You see that? You won't have to waste your time arranging any blocks. Then move one to this side too. Let me bring this one in a bit. Then this one, let's go the other way. All right. So what is left is maybe the back, then the floor, extruding the floor. Okay. Let me duplicate this cube. So hold the control, click and drag down. Let's bring this cube down. Then the outer radius on this cube, let's increase it. That's, we are creating the base for this. Bring it up. And the heights, let me reduce it. Bring it up. So I think this is enough. Guys, the rest, you can do it. Let's insert in the light first. Let's select an array light. So let's click just lights. Then select the array. Then place the light inside the array. Okay. So let me reduce the copies on the array. Let me bring the array up. Then the radius, let's increase it. Let's make it 1250. If it's too near, so let me make it 2000 so that it will be far away. So I think, let me see. Let me bring the array up. So I think this is okay. So if you have a floor, something like a disk, the outer, let's go something like 500. The outer radius, 1500. So let me bring it down. Let me just end it here so that and bring the lofts up a bit. So maybe you have something like this. All right. So guys, basically this is the setup. It's not so much. If I want to continue now, what is left is the image at the back, then the floor up. Okay. All right. So we are going to create. Let me just do a bit of this into the back here. All right. So the down there, this is how it looks like. Okay. First, let me just use a rectangle. Okay. And position it well. Then the width. Let's just make it editable. So press. Let me see. Let me move it somewhere here. So make it editable. Press C to make it editable. Now come to the points. Okay. So this is for the rectangle. Okay. Now these 2 points, let me move them up. All right. So I'll move them up. Let me see how it looks like first. Now come to the mesh here. Then create points. Select the point to maybe click here. Then click here as well. Okay. Now click in the middle here. Now the middle here, the middle point here, let's move it up. Then come to the mesh. Then come to spline. Then change it. It's in hard interpolation. So let's make it soft interpolation so that it will be rounded a bit. Let me select these two keys. then maybe bring them a bit down. Let me select the middle one again, make it well rounded. So I think I will leave it like this. So let me move these two keys in. Okay, let me move them in. Let's create another. Let's come to mesh, then create 2 points. Then let's set another key here, set another one here. Okay, now let me select these 2 keys, then bring them down. Let me use the scaling one to move them in here. So I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the loft stairs in between here. Okay, so it will be in between here. So now let's come to the active view. All right. So this, let me duplicate this with the control, then click and drag up. Let me hide this ones first. Then the top one, come to extrusion, then place this one in. Okay. So the extrusion, we extrude the middle one instead of this one. So let's go 0 here. Then the middle one, let's go 20 and see. Okay, so the middle one is the right one. So let me go 50. Let's go down. Go 50, then move it down a bit and move it down. All right, so the second one, let's duplicate it as well and open it up. Now let's create a sweep nerve, the subdivision that we are going to use, the sweep nerve. So I'm going to use it alongside a rectangle. Okay, so let me click and drag the rectangle. So the size of this rectangle, let's reduce it to something like 50. So let me move this one down a bit. Let me give it yellow so you can differentiate them. So as not to waste our time, I think I'll just have to duplicate these stairs, then bring them in front there. I think this one concept should come out a bit. So let me come here. Where are the 2 lofts? Okay, then bring them here. Let me just clear this one first. Okay, I think this will do. So let me just hold the control and duplicate the spline in this. Then let me move this one here. So let's see. I think this one will do. Let me move the anchor point to the middle of this. Alright, let me position this one here. So I think this is enough. So let me move this one in. This one too. Let me move it out. Leave it like this. Leave it somewhere here. Okay. So let's duplicate these lofts. Then move it to the other side. All right. I think this would do. This would do. This would do. Just a little bit of slight deviation, but this will work. Okay. All right. So now let's place the images behind as the same. It's the same cubes. So let me just move this cube out and pull this one up. All right. So I'm just position those images. Well, let's see. So 1. I think this one is enough. we have wasted too much time here. Okay. All right. So like how we did this one, the same thing will apply here. So press C to make this one editable. Then select the face. Then come to mesh. That's create inner extrusion. So just drag to carve that inner part. Then come to mesh again. Then create, then select extrusion. Okay, then you move this one in to extrude it. All right. So after that, just select set selection. Okay. Then if you have an image, just click the image and drag it there. Then you select the set selection, click and drag it into the selection area here. So that's that. So let me bring a couple of images here. What image? I think this image will do. So let me place this image here. All right. So now let's come to the orthographic view, then this part. So let me just duplicate this. Move this one here to the middle here. Then move this one to here. Select the two, then move them closer. Then let me rotate them a bit. This one, so let me rotate it. So that's that. It's nothing difficult. So the three images behind would do. It's way too big, but we maintain it like that. Okay. If you want to change one of the images, you can just change them. So if you want to build it so that here will look like a stage, you can also do it. Create some pillars here to. So folks, basically this is the setup and everything. Okay. You see that there's nothing difficult here. Okay. All right. See you next time, guys.